Howdy folks! I hope you all are A-okay. Welcome to Rafi Reddit. I serve the latest and juiciest Reddit Am I the A-hole post. With that being said, let's get rolling. Our first post is by user Ocean Blue Wizard. Am I the jerk for refusing to take my half-sister in after her parents died? My 30 female parents got divorced 6 years ago, after we found out that my father was cheating on her. Out of the affair, they had a daughter, Anne, 7 female. After the divorce was settled, we moved my mother out from our hometown and went completely no contact with my father and his family. They were jerks and toxic to me and my twin brothers. I have a good job with a nice salary, and so do my brothers, 28 male twins. I live with mom and my brothers both have apartments close by, and we are very comfortable with what we have. 3 weeks ago, we got a call that my father and his wife got into an accident and died, leaving my sister with my grandparents. They all insisted that I take in my sister, basically guilt-tripping me and my brothers to take her in. Such a poor girl. Both her parents died, leaving a young kid alone. Surely, her sister will step up and raise her. I refused. I told them I was not compromising my mom's health. She requires constant cares and I don't mind because we can afford it. And I love her and she's gone through a lot. And as I am also going to therapy, I told him I wasn't fit to raise a kid. Truth is, I just don't want a kid around. I have plans of being childless, which my family know about, and they're very supportive of my decisions. I don't want a kid in my house messing with our routines and ruining my plans. I don't even know her, like, at all. Then they started threatening us, gaslighting us, and all around harassing us, even after I blocked them all. They came over to my house and almost made my mom relapse. I didn't want the cops involved, so my brothers take turns sleeping in my house so they can block off my father's family. And they went on social media telling people that we are monsters for not willing to provide for Annie, and that we're jerks for not taking her in. I am so stressed and now I don't know what to do. My brothers are adamant that a kid is a big responsibility I don't need to take. And mom flat out doesn't want Annie in our house. So, am I the jerk? Edit to clear up some things. Number 1, the affair partner's family disowned her. Not sure about it since I didn't actually know her before we went no contact. Grandparents are 70 plus-ish. My father's brothers and sister are all no good. 2. Thank you for your advices and suggestions. We will be contacting the cops and documenting everything. 3. We're not Americans, but we will be calling our CPS as well. And 4. The reason why they were so insistent, I guess, and you do too, it's money. They've asked a few times before. My brothers shut that shit down. Now my brothers are rightfully suspicious that they'd use Annie for their own advantages. Now let's check the comments from the Reddit community. A comment from Redditor Freja Vanier, not the jerk, but if they keep showing up at your house, you will need to get the police involved eventually. You are not responsible for that child, as tragic as it is. She has all those people who harass you to take care of her. You have your own struggles. And Dopey replied, yes, I will have to call the police because it's impacting our lives now. Thank you for the advice. Another comment from the Redditor Unusual Variant, not the jerk. Even as an older sister, you and your brothers aren't the only relatives she can live with. If they want her to be taken care of, your dad's side of the family can take her in. They obviously want to voice it off onto someone else. Stick to your decision. And Opie replied, I guess I kinda get why my grandparents called us, but like, we're not her only relatives. I'm just as confused as you guys are. Why is it only me and my brothers that get asked? Because we were biologically his too? And that ends our first post. So let me know about your thoughts in the comments section below. Our second post is by user throwaway6774333749. Am I the jerk for not leaving my brother alone after he called my girlfriend a dishwasher? I am babysitting my little brother, 13, while my parents are visiting a friend of theirs abroad who's in her deathbed. My GF and brother got along pretty well the past few days. Last night, we went bowling and then had dinner at a restaurant afterwards. It was a great night because we had so much fun. We were walking back home after the dinner. My GF and brother were arguing about Stranger Things. It started as a fun little debate at first, but when my girlfriend corrected him, he didn't like it. So he told her, "What do you even know? You're just a dishwasher." I was shocked and furious at him. When he saw our reactions, he tried to backtrack saying it was just a dumb joke that he didn't mean. I told him to shut up and went to catch my girlfriend because she walked away. I apologized for what he said and told her that he will do the same thing. I knew that an apology wasn't enough, so I promised her I will give him a stern talk and ground him for the remaining time he'd be staying with us. She said that he didn't have to apologize because it wasn't my fault, and that his apology wasn't going to be sincere, so she asked me to leave him alone to teach him a lesson about not disrespecting women and throwing sexist insults. I told her I can't do that because it was late and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone, especially since it was a 20-minute walk. She suggested I call an Uber for him because she wasn't going to walk back with him. I refused again because he was my responsibility and I couldn't let him go with a stranger because if something happens to him, my parents would never forgive me. She sarcastically told me it felt nice being supported by her boyfriend when she literally just got insulted. She said that my brother wasn't a child and that many teenagers ride in Ubers alone, but since I wasn't interested in going with her, she'd call one for herself. During the walk back home, I told my brother that if he insulted my girlfriend or anyone else in my presence, he could forget that I am his brother. He started crying, but I was so angry that I told him to save his tears because he should have regretted what he said because it was disrespectful and not because I threatened cutting him off. I informed him that he would be not allowed to leave the room except for the bathroom or to eat until our parents come back, so he kept sobbing the whole way back. When we arrived, my girlfriend had just been dropped by her Uber. It was very awkward because they both were angry at me, and when we entered the house, they directly went to the rooms and closed the doors. So now I can't sleep and had just been lying on the couch, wondering what the F was I supposed to do. So, am I the jerk? Now let's check the comments from the Reddit community. A comment from Redditor, particular review 4129. Not the jerk. Your 13-year-old brother is still very much a child. He overstepped, but beyond a word of correction, this doesn't have to be scorched earth. He needs to apologize. Your GF, however, is supposed to be an adult. She was out of line expecting you to abandon your brother on the sidewalk. She's the jerk for that. Now she is pouting in her room. Another childish act. Another comment from Redditor stringbean_greenbean. Not the jerk. But let me break it down based on the info you gave. It is not okay to abandon your child in the street at night, regardless of what they did. Discipline is not neglect, and to make your sibling, who you are responsible for, take an Uber home while you side with your GF, who I assume is a grown woman would be neglectful and dangerous. Ubering a child at home at night cannot be completely safe, and abandoning your brother in the street to walk home alone teaches him nothing except that he can't depend on you. I'm concerned that your GF thought that was a suitable punishment. Your brother is a teenager and will make stupid edgy jokes, but you correct that behavior at home. Grounding him is a step, but you probably need to discuss with him multiple times to get him to understand that making comments like that is not okay. It's not going to be an overnight fix because that language is something that he's picked up from outside sources or peers. Not the jerk for taking your brother home. And we actually have a short update from OP in one of his comments. The funny thing is, he's the one that have been doing the dishes since he came to stay with us, because he wanted to help around. I just talked to him and apologized for overreacting and threatening to cut him off because it was just something that I said in the heat of the moment, and not something that I meant. He told me that he will apologize to my GF when she comes back from work. When I asked him why did he resort to that specific insult, he refused to answer at first. He then awkwardly said that he could not think of an appropriate response, so he just said that word because she is a girl. He promised me he'll never use those kind of insults again. He seemed to understand that what he did was wrong, and why so I didn't want to give him an additional lecture right now. I plan on talking to my GF when she comes back and telling her that I don't appreciate the fact that she wanted me to abandon my brother and endanger him. And I plan to find out why she thought that was an appropriate punishment. I hope she cools down and realizes that what she asked was out of line because I don't want to be with someone who thinks that I should endanger my little brother. That ends our second post. Now let me know what are your thoughts in the comments section below. So let's go to our third post by user specialist_travel300. Am I the jerk for telling my daughter that if she wanted me to raise her baby, then she should have gotten pregnant? My 25 male daughter Amanda, 27 female, and her husband Chris, 25 male, married a few months ago. Amanda has lived on her own since college, but still is in the general area. Currently, Amanda and Chris aren't that focused on their future, mostly on having fun and doing things while they're still young. There's nothing wrong with that in my opinion, and I think that young people should have that kind of period in their life, especially after the pandemic. I got a call from Amanda. She and Chris told me and how they have taken several tests and confirmed that Amanda is pregnant. They would be hosting an announcement dinner, but wanted immediate family to know right away. They could barely wait as they had been trying since they were married. Note that this was an intended pregnancy. I told them I was thrilled to be a grandpa. The dinner party happened last week, and the announcement was met with only happiness and excitement. Chris and Amanda were talking to a friend, and Chris made a comment along the lines of, "Good thing that Bobby, me, will while we're at work." I was confused and asked what they were talking about. Amanda revealed that she and Chris were expecting me to always watch the baby while they were working, and so they could have fun time while not working. Now, I love my children and will never regret being their dad, but I didn't sign up for a baby. I'm done with all that. I want to enjoy my retirement and be free without any underage children. I explained this to Amanda and Chris. Also that there are many great daycare options in the area. Amanda began to cause a scene because, "You told me you were thrilled to be a grandpa." I responded that exactly. I was thrilled to be a grandpa, not a parent to this baby. She said that I should help out since I don't have to worry about working. I received attention, and that she's young and these are supposed to be the best years of her life. and she thinks it's unfair that she and Chris's life should be all about the baby. I was very frank and responded that Amanda, of course, you and Chris's life is going to be all about the baby. That's what it means to be a parent. You should not have gotten pregnant if you just expected someone else to raise your child. Amanda yelled at me, "Don't be surprised when I put you in a shitty nursing home." My son, Michael, says that I was harsh in my delivery, but not my message. My son, Nathan, agreed that Amanda and Chris are expecting too much, and it was irresponsible to purposely get pregnant when they believe they don't have time to raise a baby. My sister, Sandra, however, told me my comment was callous and misogynistic, and I haven't raised a newborn in 20 years, and don't realize how much harder being a parent has gotten. And I can agree to start providing at least 4 days of childcare per week, then go from there. Multiple family members are agreeing with Sandra, so I'm looking for some unbiased perspectives on here. Am I the jerk? Now let's check the comments from the Reddit community. And we have a comment for this post by Redditor Peaceful Snow Day. Not the jerk. If you can't put your baby first, you're not ready to be a parent. I don't even think your delivery was callous. They intentionally got pregnant and planned on relying on a parent who has not even been consulted to raise their child, so they can enjoy the best years of their life. This screams irresponsible, and she probably shouldn't be a parent if she's not ready to make her life about her own baby. I'm also sorry, but Sandra is just an enabling lunatic. Child rearing has never been easy. Every generation has different struggles. If she feels so strongly that you refuse to be a parent all over again is misogynistic, does she know what that word means? Then maybe she can volunteer for the job for free babysitter, since she's so magnanimous and willing to dump the responsibility on you. Tell your daughter you'll save your best years of your life for living as a grandpa. She won't have enough money to take care of her own child, much less a nursing home. Your daughter seems to think she's Kardashian. Oh wait, even they watch their own kids. Another comment in this post by Redditor JK Killer. Not the jerk. I have 17 grandbabies and have raised several of them. Helping and raising are two very distinctive different things. Enjoy your grandchild, but do not get wrapped up in the raising of him or her. Trust me, it doesn't stop at 4 days a week. So that ends our third post. And finally, we are in our last post for today. This post is by user Charlie Outlaw 23. Am I the jerk for blowing up at my husband for messing with my alarm and causing me to miss my exam? Hello, I, female 23, have been married to my husband, male 26, for a year. I'm in my last year of university and been so busy for the last 2 weeks with many projects and finals looming. My husband complains from seeing me studying and not doing activities together or hanging out with friends anymore. I've told him it's not gonna last forever and that I need to focus because this is my last year and it's been the hardest. The day before the exam, he wanted me to go with him to a friend's birthday party. I refused because I was so busy preparing for my exam. He pleaded with me saying it's just 1 hour and talked about how his friends will be upset if I'm not there. I said no and shut down any further discussions. He got upset and called me selfish and inconsiderate, but then dropped it. Before I went to bed, I set my alarm clock like I always do since I am a heavy sleeper, plus I stayed up late studying. The next morning I woke up at 9 a.m. I literally freaked out and checked my alarm and found that it was set to go off at 9:30 a.m. I had no idea how this happened, till my husband told me he did this to repay me for refusing to take one hour to attend the party, so he took this hour from my time. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely blew up at him, just yelling and screaming at him left and right. He just stood there, shocked from my reaction and my rage. I got dressed quickly and rushed to the university. They didn't let me into the exam hall. I got into a lot of hassle to get them to reschedule the exam, especially since I had no legit reason as to why I was late. It was awful is all I can say. I went home and my husband and I stopped speaking to each other. He kept acting as if I hurt his feelings and traumatized him by yelling, and that I deserved what he did since he was frustrated with my continual refusal to attend all events for the past 2 weeks. I might be wrong for not considering it, but I think that my exams should be a priority, and his way of teaching me a lesson was not right. So, am I the jerk? Now let's check the comments from the Reddit community. Our first comment is from Redditor JBR3196. Not the jerk. Holy crap. Your husband wanted to actively ruin your future because of a effing party you couldn't attend? What kind of husband would do crap like that? That's so effing petty. I think he deserved a lot more than just being yelled at. I would have kicked him out immediately. And our second comment from Redditor Diana Prince 2022. Not the jerk, honey. I'll be straight with you. Your husband is abusive. He wants to control what you do and does not support your success. Please tell your place of study that you missed the exam because you are in an abusive relationship. Leave him as soon as it's safe, and do not have a baby with this man. And that is all for this post. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section below. This is where we end for today. I would just like to say a huge thanks from the bottom of my heart. You guys are awesome. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Love, peace, and chicken grease. If you like my content, hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button.